This Women's Month, we spotlight the day off that changed Iceland forever. The day its women walked out and rewrote history. In 1975, 90% of Iceland's women stopped work, with 25,000 flooding the city centre in protest. The impact: by 1980, Iceland elected the world's first female president. Today, Iceland stands apart. It has closed the gender wage gap by over 90%, and every national leadership role, from president to prime minister, bishop to police chief, is held by a woman. Now that is power in action. Welcome to our Women's Month special on Kaleidoscope. I'm Savithri, Rodrigo. From the Kaleidoscope studios, Aruni, Vaswani, Gayan Prageeth, and the biggest headlines of the past week. Every circus, like our lives, has its secrets: grit, risk, and fragile structures holding it all together. In the Artist Spotlight series at Cinema and Life, we stepped into a different kind of ring. Gayan Prageeth's thought-provoking collection hinging on the spectacle of life which hides secrets underneath.
comfortable zone මේක ජීවත් වෙනවා කියන එක ඇත්තටම circus එකක්.
The circus is a metaphor for Sri Lankan society, outwardly comfortable lives but always navigating fragility and instability.
චිත්‍රවල හැම වෙලේම මම කරන්න උත්සාහ කරේ ලංකාවේ තියෙන දේශපාලනික සහ
Prageeth, who has exhibited in LA, Singapore, India, Europe, Dubai and Bangladesh, turns the spotlight on Sri Lanka's recurring economic and social and political crises.
ගේම්කෝ දකින්න නැති වුණාට කියන්නේ අපි දන්නේ නැහැ තත්ත්වය. හැබැයි ඒතුලේ ගේම්කෝ හැදෙමින් ඉන්නවා ගොඩක්. කියන්නේ අපි
Frogs lurking beneath beautiful lotuses and intricate yet fragile china broken and pieced together. This 1.5-year body of work continues on Prageeth's 2024 installation, already showing at Cinema and Life, a vivid portrayal of Sri Lanka's turmoil and dark memories through a 30-year war. Probably the only husband and wife duo to be featured in the permanent collection of the Artist Spotlight series at Cinema and Life, Prageeth and his wife Chaturika have an uncanny knack of pushing the norms of how life endures, the unseen truths of Sri Lanka's everyday spectacle. Stay connected with Kaleidoscope on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn for all our latest stories. Together with our partners SriLanka Live, CEB and The Daily Morning, we bring you the conversations, culture and creativity that matters.
Cool appetizer.
Introducing CDB Self, the digital wallet that makes life easy.
On CDB News in a Blink today, we dive straight into the key stories shaping the past week. Sri Lanka turned a major page in its power sector when on the 9th of March, the 56-year-old Ceylon Electricity Board was formally dissolved with its founding act repealed. In its place, 6 new state-owned companies have been created to handle generation, transmission, distribution and sector sustainability. The restructuring aims to boost efficiency, strengthen financial transparency and secure long-term stability. New general managers, all engineers, have already been appointed to 3 of the 6 entities, marking the start of a new era in Sri Lanka's electricity landscape. And now for a look at what's happening in our markets this week. At the Colombo Stock Exchange, the US-Israeli war with Iran led to the all-share price index moving down in line with all Asian stock markets, but bounced back at the end of the week to above 22,000 points. The war also led to a rollercoaster ride for oil this week, with prices moving up to as high as $120 per barrel and then dropping back to $83 per barrel. Gold prices remain steady at $5,200 per ounce. Sri Lanka's banking sector profits rise by 19.3% to 369 billion rupees in 2025. Sri Lanka's gross official reserves topped $7.28 billion in February, up from January's $6.8 billion. China achieves the world's first reversal of type 2 diabetes using stem cell therapy. The UK wife-carrying race was last week, and the winning couple from Finland clocked in at 1 minute 45 seconds.
You focus on your goals. We will take care of the risks. SriLanka Life.
From what we taste to how we learn to taste, the world of spirits is as much about science, culture and courage as it is about flavor. The Wine and Spirit Education Trust, or WACT, is the global gold standard in wine and spirits education. Today on Kaleidoscope Dialogues, we are joined by Sri Lankan-born Aruni Vaswani, the first Sri Lankan to hold the diploma in wine and spirits, has a level 3 WACT in spirits and is a certified WACT educator. She is the only certified educator in spirits in Western Australia, is a certified Scotch professional and whisky specialist from the Council of Whisky Masters and a judge at the Royal Queensland as well as the Perth Royal Distilled Awards, and is certified by the Chartered Institute of Brewing and Distilling. What did it take to break into a field that women are not traditionally open to?
There are two factors. First of all is my drive and my passion for wanting to know about spirits and wine and where those flavors come from, what makes it so exciting. And secondly is having a couple of people that have mentored me along the way, especially this one lady who just believed in me right through and continues to believe in me. We had a conversation after I passed my diploma where she suggested that, why don't you think about teaching? And that was that.
So taste is very personal. How do you teach something like flavor and aroma remotely, because your classes are on Zoom, and especially to beginners, how do you teach that?
Learning to find out about flavors and aromas is a learned thing. Now when we look at something, we taste something, there's a melange of flavors, but trying to zone in on those individual flavors one by one is a difficult thing. So when we talk about flavors to beginners or novices or someone who's just joined the course, we guide them and talk about the core flavors of that spirit and say, okay, this is what you get, this is what it tastes like. It takes practice. I'm forever practicing, so for a novice, it is overwhelming, but there is a starting point.
So I know whiskey is one of your pet spirits that you would like to taste.
Yeah.
What are the most common mistakes people make when tasting whiskey?
Okay, so there is a perception that whiskey has a sense of sweetness, okay? When we talk about sweetness in terms of spirits, that means that sugar has been added to it. That is totally wrong. Whiskey is dry. There is no residual sugar in it. Where that perception or that impression of sweetness comes from, it's from the vanillin in the barrel. It's from the baking spices, again from the barrel. And it also comes from the fermentation esters, like the fruity, the floral esters. They all contribute to that perception or impression of sweetness. No. Scottish whiskey is dry, bourbon is dry, Indian whiskey is dry, Australian whiskey is dry. So whiskey is dry.
How do you see the global spirits landscape? Is it changing a lot, especially in newer regions like in Australia and Asia also?
Oh, it is changing tremendously, and it is fantastic what is coming out, going from the traditional into the new types of whiskey coming out, or spirits, be it, or any type of spirit really. Most countries have the limits with their laws, but when you are not restricted by what you can use and how long you can use it or what type of still that you can use, the sky's the limit.
Next week, we have the dynamic Delicia Gunawardana, founder of the Chitra Lane School for Special Children, continuing our Women's Month special. Keep that date with us next week.